I'm going to say this one more time. I said, this ain't got shit to do with me. And don't call my house. Why y'all not divorced anyway? I studied law in school, and I know it don't take that much to get a divorce because the nigga don't want to divorce her, Charlie Baltimore.
I don't hear nobody out there.
Later, I sat in the bathroom of my apartment and stared at the little white stick with the dark blue line. I was pregnant, and I knew exactly when it had happened. Me too. Whenever you going through the most drama in your relationship, that's when you always get pregnant. I don't know why. Why is that? Y'all done went to the court, told the court we want a divorce. Y'all not supposed to be nowhere near each other for 12 months. 12 months, because you know that's how the divorce is true, because the courts ain't gonna let y'all be like, oh, I want a divorce and y'all living in the same household fucking on each other, okay, unless there's some type of financial situation and the judge be like, well, is you fucking on each other? And you be like, no, but y'all just didn't had a baby 2 weeks ago. I couldn't believe it. Big and I rarely used protection, and I'd only gotten pregnant once early on in the relationship. I'd had a miscarriage before we could even think about what we were going to do about it. And because nothing had happened since, I thought it couldn't happen. He didn't sound happy or sad, just very non-committal. You keeping it? He said. Yeah, I am, I said. It was quiet for a moment. Are you sure? I wasn't sure what he meant by that. Yeah, I'm sure. He's saying it like we're not together. So why would you even want to go forward with this? But bitches do it all the time. Okay? So Faith, I'm not giving you no kinds of crazy looks because people do it all the time. I mean, hell, you said early on in a relationship y'all was pregnant. Y'all damn near been married for only, what, a year and a half, 2 years? I don't know how long she was married to Big for. But y'all only been together out of that 2 years, maybe 3 months. Big made a wary sound. Homegirl got pregnant too. Who is homegirl? That's not what she's saying. That's what I'm saying. Who the hell is homegirl? What does that have to do with me? I made her get an abortion, he said. Oh, he must be talking about Kim. Because remember, Kim was saying that Biggie made her get abortion. I made her get abortion, he said. So what are you saying? You sure this is the right time? He said. Look, I told him, I wasn't prepared for this either. I know we're not together. Wait a minute, pause. Hold the hell on. So Biggie just round here shooting up the club? Like, in my mind, the first thing I'm thinking is, so you having sex with Lil' Kim without a condom? Faith without a condom, and possibly Charlie Baltimore without a condom. What the hell? Is this before or after? This is after Eazy-E died from the AIDS. Look, I told him I wasn't prepared for this either. I know we're not together, but now we're going to be parents, and we'll have to make it work. You can figure out how to relay all of that to your little girlfriend. That ain't his girlfriend. Kim wasn't his girlfriend. He might got to explain to that damn Charlie Baltimore. She is from Philly. Big and I got off the phone abruptly. I knew it wasn't the best situation, but he was going to have to deal with it. We laid down together, and now we were going to be parents together. It was as simple as that. I ran into Angie Martinez, a DJ on Hot 97 at a party. Hey, Faith, she said, giving me a hug. How are you? I'm good, I said. Me and Big are having a baby. Sounds exciting. Of course, Angie Martinez announced it on her show the next day. I don't know what I was thinking. It's not like we were personal friends and she would keep that to herself. Faith, you said that shit because you wanted it to get back to all the other bitches. I remember seeing Puff during this time. He said to me, you can't be letting people into your business like that. Stop telling people things they don't need to know. I told Miss Wallace and she seemed happy. She knew we were separated and I knew that she often took Tiana to Big's house in Teaneck for weekend visits, so I assumed she'd met Tiffany and her daughter. Okay. Oh, and Charlie Baltimore's daughter is just as gorgeous as she is. Miss Wallace, Biggie's mama, know that if something was to happen to her son, regardless whether Big was in a relationship with her or not, she knows that Faith, even though she knows that her pussy may be a little hot, Miss Wallace knows that Faith would get the job done as a mother. But Miss Wallace never mentioned anything about any other woman to me. So although Big was in another relationship, I didn't give it that much thought if there was anything I needed to know, like he wanted a divorce. So when this Tiffany chick called my house in the early days of my pregnancy, I was not amused. Okay, you ladies messing with a married man that's separated but not divorced, you're welcome. I'm fitting to give you the tea. As long as he's still married to her, he doesn't have to marry you. So that's why when you meet men and they've been separated from their wives, she's moved on, he's moved on, it makes him ineligible to marry you. She's gonna stay with the nigga because just in case he croak, she can still get the money. Okay? He's not divorcing her because all the other females that come into play, I can't marry you, I'm still married. So when this Tiffany chick called my house in the early days of my pregnancy, I was not amused. You supposed to be having Big's baby? She asked me. I had to take the phone away from my ear and just look at it in utter shock. Who the fuck is this? This Tiffany. I want to know what's going on. You supposed to be having twins or something? Are you out of your mind? I asked. I had actually just found out that one of the eggs had failed to develop and that I was only carrying one baby. Girl, Charlie Baltimore don't give a fuck about you and your babies. Well, I don't know how Big gonna be supporting no new baby. He said he was gonna pay for my father's funeral. What? I don't even know. You could tell they're young. I don't even know why that matter even matters. I'm going to say this one more time. I said, this ain't got shit to do with me. And don't call my house. Why y'all not divorced anyway? I studied law in school, and I know it don't take that much to get a divorce because the nigga don't want to divorce her, Charlie Baltimore. I thought to myself, bitch, if you study law, why don't you have a job? But I just took a deep breath. Right, why would you even say that? Nobody gives a crap about whether or not you studied law. So what? You are talking to the wrong person right now, I said. Don't make that mistake again. I hung up. I was so mad I was shaking. I had to collect myself and focus on what was important. I was not trying to fight this girl. I'd promised myself that if Big wanted to go his own way, I'd let him. I don't think you had no choice, Faith. A few nights later, I went to the Palladium with the singer, Monica, and my friend Cheryl. As soon as I got there, I heard whispers that Big was there and Kim too. I wasn't trying to get into it with any of them. I didn't say anything to Big, and I didn't even see Kim. I left shortly after and ran into a girl named Tasha, who was dating my good friend Red at the time. She must be talking about Red Man. We stood outside talking, and I saw Kim drive by in the passenger seat of some girl's car. She was giving me a serious ice grill, like she was really trying to take it there. I just rolled my eyes, because if she wanted it, she could have got out the car, and I would have gave it to her. You know Kim don't want it. You know what's funny? Kim is not known to the industry of having a lot of bodies. Even though in her music, she'd be like, take it in the butt. Yes, yes, what? You don't hear about ninjas talking about how they knocked Kim down. Like, you know of a couple of people that she did, like her baby father. I think Steve, what was the white dude who was producer? Is it Steve Stoudemire or something like that? You know, the funny looking white dude. It's not a whole bunch of dudes. If you total up the amount of dudes that Faith was with, just in the time she was with Biggie, it would equate the amount of dudes that we have heard of that Lil' Kim was with. Lil' Kim don't have a lot of bodies. Regardless of all the plastic surgery, because people do say things about how she looks, how she went completely from looking one way to another. And I believe that was because Big threw her head up. You choosing Faith, who's a light skin. Then Charlie Baltimore, that was a light skin. Kim is a Cancer. I will always tell every Cancer this. Stop being so pressed for a nigga. Cancers, man, they put that ninja, who sometimes don't even want their asses, but for any and all things. If you put half as much energy into yourself than you do a ninja, you'll be unstoppable. But you can't tell them Cancers that. They too invested in niggas or bitches, whatever it is they laying down with at the time. I tried to put it all out of my mind and went home to start packing my bags for Los Angeles. I was on my way west for the annual Soul Train Awards. In the spring, everyone involved in the urban music industry goes out to these awards. Until the BET Awards, the Soul Train Awards show was always the biggest night in black music, and it wasn't to be missed. You ain't never lie, Faith. I managed to avoid Big for my entire trip to LA, and keep in mind we performed together. I stood on a riser high above the stage and sang the hook for One More Chance, and Big did a few of his own songs and one with Junior Mafia. I didn't speak to him after the performance or for the day or so that I was in Los Angeles. Cheryl called me in my hotel the morning I was leaving to come back to New York. Is everything okay out there? Yeah, why? People in the office are talking about some guys from Death Row stepping to some guys from Bad Boy. I heard somebody pulled a gun. I came right here, back to my hotel after the show. I told Cheryl I haven't been out like that. It's probably better that way, she said, 'cause ninjas are really starting to get carried away. So let me tell you what the worst thing about this Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef is. It's not that they're beefing or battling in regards to music. The problem is that it is unstable people out here that are too invested into their idols that they take it personally. I was alive. I saw that East Coast versus West Coast stuff. Them people really took that stuff literal. How you gonna take that literal when you got two sons over there that you ain't seen in 3 years? How about you take that literal? You got unstable people that are super invested in bullshit. Things like this happen. A few days after we got back to New York, Big and C's came by my apartment, and I ended up giving them a ride to the studio. Big was his usual jovial self, cracking jokes and laughing with C's. "Faye, I got a new song. I want you to hear it," he said. I pointed at the cassette player in my truck. Big dug a tape out of his pocket and slipped it in. His instantly recognizable raspy voice boomed out of my speakers. As usual, Big's lyrics were amazingly vivid. The song went back and forth with verses from a new rapper named Jay-Z. The two of them were in character, trading lyrics on how gangster they could be. I liked the song and told Big so. It's going to be on Jay-Z's new album, he told me. That nigga is nice. I didn't think about the song again until a few weeks later when I got a call from Cheryl. "Have you heard Big's new song?" she asked me. "Which one?" "The one with Jay-Z." "Yeah," I told Cheryl. "I heard it a while ago. Why?" "You must not have heard this version," she said, "'cause this ninja is wildin'." I don't know what happened in the studio between the time Big played the song for me and when the album was released. But when I finally heard the song on the radio, my mouth dropped when I heard the last line of Big's verse. "If Faye have twins, she'll probably have Tupacs." Get it? Tupac? I called Cheryl after I heard the song. Why would he do this? I don't know, she said, but that shit is effed up. I can't believe Big would do this, she said. It's just wrong. Not only was the media having a field day with Tupac's allegations, now Big was publicly recording a song that speculated the same damn thing. I didn't immediately try to reach out to Big to talk to him about it. And before I could even curse him out about it, I heard Tupac's latest single, a song called Hit 'Em Up.
Hey, do my favorite go-go song. Taking a ride on the east side, made a left on MLK. What a beautiful day, what a beautiful day. Riding high on the west side, looking for a hood rat to play. Won't you come out and play? Won't you come out and play? Hey, taking a ride. Hey, hey, on the south side. Ooh, ooh. MLK. Hey, hey, hey. We like that good. Say